everyone, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from the Dice Tower. Thanks for joining us.
Today we'll be doing a playthrough of The Score. This game is designed by Steve D and published by Tin Star Games. We're using a prototype copy here of the game, and so the rules and artwork may not be final.
Let's do it, Tarrant.
So here we are to play The Score. So this is a guided storytelling improvisational sort of game. I guess it's a little bit role play, but not in a statistical way. So we are going to be a team that comes together to steal something.
Team Tarrant. Except that you won't be Tarrant.
So these cards, we've got 18 cards here, and that is what's going to guide us through the entire story. So first things first, we flip 3 of these cards and we determine what it is we're going to be stealing and whence.
And these are actually multi-use cards, which you will probably see later.
Yep. So we could be trying to rescue a witness, or steal stocks and bonds, very financial, or steal some secrets, and we could be doing it from a foreign nation, a skyscraper, or a mega yacht. So I think we're going to have the most fun with the skyscraper story.
I think so too.
And the most different things can happen there.
Yeah, and secrets in the skyscraper is good too.
Yeah, I reckon we're going into like an evil corporate headquarters, and they've got.
Yes. Oh, we are evil. Who knows?
No, I think we're the good guys, and I think let's have the corporation be shady, and we're trying to catch them for tax evasion or something like that.
Sure. Tax evasion. Yeah, you make it like, oh wow, but then tax evasion. Oh, boring.
Yeah,
no,
we might as well steal stocks and bonds, shouldn't we?
Ooh.
We're trying to steal. Maybe it could be corporate espionage.
Oh, it could be.
Trying to steal for it. Let's
stick
evil.
with it. Stick with it.
Try to
skyscraper. Well, we can just decide then, like as we tell the story, whether we're going to be evil or not. Maybe Tarrant's the evil on its own. I'm the good guy. No, you're the good guy. I'm the evil.
Okay, so secrets from a skyscraper.
Let's do it. So we are determined this together as a team. So welcome to Secret in Skyscraper. Now we introduce the character, which is Sass. Just Sass, because Sass is sassy and cool.
Yep.
At least we hope.
And I've got Johnny the Stylish.
Like I said, we both stylish in a different way.
Indeed, you can see my suit. And now we work out the talents. So we use these same 18 cards, and we deal 6 to each of the characters.
And
then there are 6 left over that neither of us has. And so we look at these. You can see these are mine. We can reveal these. There's no problem. So I'm good with. I've got a lot of gear. I'm good at forgery, sleight of hand, driving, close combat, and fast talk.
Yeah.
So what I will do is I will write all of these down in the talents box of my crew sheet.
And I'll do the same.
All right. Finally, we're going to set up the story deck. So all of the talents, both our 12 and the 6 that weren't used, are going to be layered with the 5 act cards. And so these talents are going to come out at different parts of the score. And what we're going to be doing is telling the story of how that works. So I'll shuffle up these cards. All right, then we have 2 talents on the bottom, then the Act 5 card, then 4 talents, Act 4, 3 talents, Act 3, 4, Act 2, and then there'll be 4 talents as part of Act 1 of the story, with 1 left over out of the game. Okay, so with that, it's time to get into the story. So we go into Act 1, all to plan. So what will happen, we'll draw the talents. When it's one of our talents, we will explain how the heist is going and how our talent helped in this situation. And if it's a talent neither of us had, then whoever was talking least recently basically explains why that talent is not helpful at this part of the scenario. So let's go straight into it. Traversing.
Which is my one. So pretty much running, leaping, flipping, jumping, and falling off things without dying. That's very handy considering we are going to skyscraper.
Yes. All right. Weave the tail.
All right. So me and Johnny, Sass and Johnny are thinking we're working in this company called Bubble Company. So this bubble company, we suspected there's something's going on in the company that we are good guys. We're thinking of, okay, we need this. It's gotta be a secret. We work in this tall building, and our CEO office is at the top of that tall building, this skyscraper. So, at lunch we went to water fountain. It's like, hey, Johnny, there's something's not right on how they take the customers' money. I think they might have probably hide it in somewhere that they think that they're paying these wonderful balloons, but then it's actually probably a poisonous balloon. So we agree, and we agreed to check out what's going on, what secret our CEO is hiding from us. So Seth has got a handy skill of traversing. So we get our equipment, and then one day, one evening when everyone's gone home, CEO's gone home as well, we started from this outside building. There's balcony on the top. So we like, okay, I will go up. I will try to climb up this skyscraper and then trying to get in. So I managed to go up into the balcony of the top level.
Very good.
It's a long story.
And it sets the scene as well. All right,
Yeah.
So that's the first step, traversing. Close combat. That's one of mine. So,
Yes.
So you're up on the balcony. I've been helping you from the ground because I don't have that traversing skill. Will need to get me up at some point. When all of a sudden one of the security guards, a very notoriously violent security guard, comes around the corner as I'm like belaying for you as you're up there, and he says, "Oi, what's going on here?" Draws his weapon, which is a stick. Comes to hit me with the stick, but I've got weapons of my own, my fists.
Yes.
And so we have a piece of close combat, and I vanquish the security guard. He's out of the picture, and our heist can continue.
Okay, let's do this.
With some gear. So this was all part of the original plan to how to get us both in. You're very good at traversing. Once you got up there, I also gave you some hoisting gear. So you were able to connect all of that to the side of the building, clip me in, and I could just lean back and go up for the ride.
Stylishly lean back,
Yes.
and then now Johnny's with
I
me.
can't
Hello, Johnny.
Exactly, I can't ruffle the suit. So here we are now, both on the safety of the balcony up on the top floor. Contacts, that's you.
Yes, so we are made our journey up to the top in the balcony. We're chilling a little bit, catching out our breath. You look so cool, Johnny. How did you do that? And Johnny said, I'm just stylist. I'm used to be stylist. So, okay, fine, whatever. But I'm still I'm still sassy in my work. And we realized that as we trying to get into the office from the balcony, there is actually a code that I don't know what it is. Johnny, do you know?
I'm afraid not.
He doesn't also know what the code is. So, okay, we think about it. Okay, and all of a sudden says me, aha, I know this co-worker that works in level 2 that, is a nice one. I think also suspected that, something's going on in the company. So I'm going to let it on. I'm going to ask the code to it. Now, this level, this co-worker who is in level 2 has got a high, a good relationship with the boss. So they kind of like know what's going on. It's almost like their personal secretary, but not in the same floor. Anyways, let me just okay, this person is very young. So I feel like texting is better. If I call, this person probably won't gonna pick up my phone and be like, why is he calling me? But this is emergency. Also, I have to call this person, this Gen X person. Gen X? Yes, thank you.
Yep.
Gen X person. So
Very young, Jen.
very young, but close to the boss. Okay, so I pick up my phone. Ring, 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 ring.
Huh?
Hey!
Technically, I'm not supposed to interrupt the speaker, but
Technically.
I've been brought in on the tail here.
Yes.
Huh?
Hello. Is that Golly?
Yeah.
Oh, Golly, thank you for picking up my call. I was just wondering, mate. Somehow I got into a party and then somehow the party's on the top floor and somehow I got stuck out in the balcony. So if you can please, give me a little favor this time, just give me a code. I'd like to get in. I really want to pee. I don't want to have to pee out the balcony and then that will ruin the park at the front of the office. What's the code, Golly? So I got the code from the Golly at the end. Bye, Golly. Bye. So we punched in the code and then we managed to get into the office. Thanks to my contacts.
Contacts coming into play.
Thank you.
Okay. So now we go to Act 2. Act 2 is a little bit different. Things start to go off the rails. Everything's been going well for us so far. Now, when we draw our own talent, we explain how we tried to use it, but it failed. And if it's a talent that neither of us has, then the forces working against us use that talent on us. All right. So we have forgery. Forgery is one of mine. So this is how we use a forgery. So now we've used the code, we've gotten in, and the next thing we see is a giant vault on the wall. Seems like the very clear place to go to look for secrets is this vault, and it has a key in it. It has a keyhole, and I know that the best way to get into a safe and copy a key is to put the key in a bar of soap and then generate it. So I had planned all of this nights ahead of time. I had already stolen the key and put it between some bars of soap so that I could make a special engraving of it. And I had my little key forging kit with me. As I said, I'm very good with gear and not with planning ahead, very clearly. However, my housemate has used the soap for a shower. And so it doesn't have the key in it anymore.
How dare your housemate use that item as what it is meant to be? Ruining your plan.
So I was unable to forge the key.
The end. For now. All right. Next is
Sleight of hand. So this is one of mine as well. And this is, of course, being tricky with your hands. Now, there's no one in this abandoned... we're the only two people who are in this abandoned office at the moment. So there's no enemies for me to use sleight of hand on, but I'm a little bit embarrassed that I've messed up the key situation. So I try to use sleight of hand to trick Sass into thinking I haven't messed up. So I tried to do this sneaky thing where I dropped the soap and pretended it disappeared from view. And then I said, look over there, and held another key. But Sass was not fooled and gave me a right talking to.
Who do you think I was? I was in the same team as you.
Exactly. I'm in trouble now. So sleight of hand also not successful. Gunplay. Gunplay is neither of our talents. This is the first time that the enemy, the company, is fighting back. And because I spoke most recently, the story goes to you.
So it's basically the same thing in Act number 1. So gunplay, by the way, is the use of handheld projectile weapons for fun and profit. It's going to hinder our mission.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, the security guard that got fainted by Tarrant's good skill before becomes conscious. And realize what's going on. Where is Johnny the stylist? He's so stylish, but then he knocked me down. So it's trying to reach his teaser gun and then trying to find where's Johnny? So it's like he realized that okay, it's going one floor to another, and then it's go to one floor, second floor, and so on, and all of a sudden, and on the third floor. Let's just start from the top. So it goes all the way to the top, and then find out. Oh, okay. This is the CEO, CEO office. So he goes and, okay, it's like sneaking on the theater gun, and then kind of like heard some sort of little argument, and it was like, what's that argument about soap? So he just like opened with his security key, open the door, ha! And then like trying to Johnny the Stylist, because he's got vengeance now. And then Johnny the Stylist like, thank you. That's gunplay.
Okay. Signals. Signals is yours.
Oh yeah, it is. So as Sass was watching Johnny being electrocuted by these security guards, not handgun, like electric gun, taser, sorry. And then I was like, oh my gosh, my teammate, Johnny. Although Johnny has just accused Sass of losing that soap, Sass still is a team player. So Sass was like, oh no, oh, that is bad. Maybe I should call for backup. Sass reaching out the phone, about to call somebody, and then the security guard realized what Sass about to do, and then this Sass instead, and then dropped the phone. Next.
So we're both in convulsions on the floor of the security guard.
Act 3.
But Act 3, all's about to go back to plan.
Ooh, we'll see.
So everything will go to plan here. Breaking and entering. So this is not one of our talents. I was the least recent to speak, so I explain how breaking and entering doesn't help us at this point. And we're both we've already broken in and entered and are lying on the floor in pain. So of course, breaking and entering is not helpful right now.
No.
We'd love to break and enter into the vault, but we've got to deal with the security guard first.
Easy.
Driving. This is one of mine. This is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I knew this was going to be a problem if it came anywhere but the very start of our skyscraper story. As we're lying on the floor, Johnny's been tased, now Sass is being tased, and Johnny's able to stagger to his feet and then sees the janitor's cart over in the corner of the room and realizes, I can drive this. So this is definitely something I can drive to our advantage. So Johnny, he felt like he leapt up. He actually staggered up in a tased misery and climbed into the janitor's cart, one foot in the rubbish bin, one in the recycle bin, and both hands on the mops, and using the mops, drove forward and very gently bumped into the security guard, disrupting his tasing efforts.
Very good.
Driving to the rescue. Next is coercion, which is yours.
So, as Johnny was fighting the security guard with his handy dandy mop and buckets, Sass recovered slightly and then started to think very quickly, what am I going to do? What can I do? The security guard. I know the security guard, and I haven't actually been hurting the security guard. Oh, Johnny obviously is doing it twice already. And so Sass got up and called out to the security guard. Albert, his name was. Albert, mate, can you please help me? You teased me. I've done nothing wrong. I am just trying to make things work. You know that time when, I help babysit your little baby. When the time we play board games together. We both like board games. So that time where we going to go fishing together, fishing, feed the ducks in the ponds. And, we've been friends. I would love to your trust in me and help me getting out of this situation. And we are doing this for the greater good. So I explain quickly what happened here. And let's remember that there's also seduction. And then Sass gets close to Albert. Albert, let's also continue this over dinner. But first, I will need that secret piece of paper. And then Albert finally found it for us. It's actually not in the vault at all. It is behind a portrait of the CEO. It's actually behind him all this time. So Albert went there, grabbed it, gave it to us, and we've got the secret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Partway there, but we still need to escape, right?
We do. Let's see if we are successful.
Because now we're in Act 4, and things are about to go off the rails once again.
Oh no.
So, the next step is technician. So, who's the technician?
Me.
You are.
So we're kind of like, it's the part where it's almost working, but it's not working.
Yeah.
So as we have the piece of information now, Seth is trying to say goodbye to Albert. Thank you so much for your help, Albert. We will take it from here. So we're trying to use the secret or the CEO's lift to get down. So as Seth's working at tweaking it, trying to make this secret lift work. Unfortunately, nothing happened. So sad.
Yes.
We haven't managed to escape yet.
Okay, next is stealth.
Did you flip two? No,
no.
one. Never mind.
Next is stealth. Another one of yours.
Oh, another one. Oh, but I failed as well. So, and then Seth thought, oh, there is this bin pipe. What do you call it? Bin chute?
Rubbish chute.
Rubbish chute. So maybe we can do that. So as we're heading towards that, slowly and carefully, there is this, well, that rubbish chute is actually next to this diamond and just antique things that the boss has for display. So around it has some infrared security, and we like, okay, Seth is a bit stealthy. He's trying to move through, but unfortunately, it failed because it is a little bit too modern for Seth's skill. So couldn't get through. Like, didn't really trip any alarms yet, but no, that's it. Couldn't get through that.
Too risky.
Too risky.
Okay, next is hacking.
Hacking it is.
So it's neither of ours, so
You speak?
next it's for me to speak. So how does hacking harm us? All of a sudden, even though you didn't trip the infrared lasers, the alarm started going off anyway, because it turned out that the CEO has an uncle who works in IT security, and he was trying a penetration test at the time, trying to hack into the company's systems, and did find a vulnerability in the security system, was able to patch into the video feed, and saw us in there trying to steal things. So he quickly hacked around to the alarms and set off the alarms. So now alarms are blaring at us while we are in there with this scrap of paper trying to figure out how to escape safely. And deep cover
Which is none of us has.
is neither of us as well. So you pick this one up. This is someone going deep undercover.
So remember that antique and a few bits and pieces that the CEO has?
Mm-hmm.
One of them is actually a statue. And that statue is actually a person pretending to be a statue. So that person all of a sudden jump at us. Hi-ya, and then trying to stop us from going anywhere. That's it.
Didn't see that coming. So now we go into Act 5. It's the conclusion of the story. There's 2 cards left. And this is a hybrid of the last couple. So if it's one of our talents, it all goes to plan. If it's not one of our talents, that's what the enemy uses against us.
And how many cards? 2 more cards.
2 more cards. So we're being attacked by a fake statue. And fortunately, I can come to the rescue with my fast talk. What are you doing? Why are you spending your whole life pretending to be a statue in an uninhabited office? How much are you getting paid for this? Does that makeup irritate your skin after all this time? How crackly do all of your bones sound after not having movement? And through all of these extremely valid reasons why it's not a good career decision to be a fake statue for security purposes, I was very quickly able to convince the statue to let us go. Okay, which brings us to the final card.
One. Oh!
Disguise.
None of us has it.
This belongs to neither of us. So the story goes to you, and when this happens, you've got two options. You can either decide that disguise gets in the way and we leave the score and escape, or you can sacrifice yourself in the disguise scenario for me to escape with the secrets.
Okay. So after that fast talk that Johnny has done, the statue has gone, leaving us just the two of us. And we decided we're going outside again. We're just gonna go outside the balcony and then make our way down. I think that's the only way out. We can't really ask Albert again. Poor Albert, it's been used for so many things. So we go out and then climb down, and we reach the bottom floor near the park in front of the skyscraper, and then somebody all of a sudden another security guard appears. That is not Albert, obviously, and I don't know this person. Johnny doesn't know this person, and I quickly think, I want to pretend to be another security guard. So trying to hey, it's a nice night here. Like, yeah. And then I told Johnny to just go away with the secret. I'll meet you later. Just go, save yourself first. While I'm trying to distract this security guard. So I was distracting the security guard, and then all of a sudden, I actually don't know you. And so I was like, oh no. And this security guard's becoming very, very curious and asking for my idea, for Seth's idea, which Seth doesn't have. And then, unable to produce the idea, security guard finally captured Seth. While Johnny gone into the night with the secret, and hopefully one day can expose the company and free Seth.
Yes.
The end.
And the balloons were poison.
Yes, indeed it's a poison. That's what it says in the document here.
Yes.
And that is...
And there we go.
That is the score.
That is the score. So, as we say, that's the game. It's all about guided storytelling, taking things in whatever bizarre directions the cards force you to. As I say, I knew from the start that driving was going to be a problem, particularly once we got to the top floor.
But then you can you can do you can fly the CEO's helicopter. I don't know.
That could have worked. I was just hoping driving would come first.
Yeah, but that was funnier.
We drove
it's better.
to the building.
It was funnier because driving the mop and back. It's well done, Tarrant.
And you've got all sorts of options. You can be fighting against the greater good, or we could have just been trying to do corporate espionage and steal their patents to make things for ourselves. You can go all sorts of directions with this.
Just have fun and then just create the story over the story.
Yes.
And that's the score.
That's the score.
And that's our playthrough of The Score.
We'll put a link to the game's project page in the video description so you can check that out.
If you find this video useful, please help us by hitting that like button and subscribe to the Dice Tower if you haven't already done so.
And if you have any questions, comments or feedback, you can leave that in the comments section below.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.